So before I say anything, I just want to clarify that this is my own personal opinion. I had watched McSkillet a lot over the past sort of 3 years, and I did like his videos. I know obviously that there are other people affected by this, and I'll go over that of course, but this is my personal standpoint and what I think of the situation, and a tribute, I suppose. So McSkillet was a YouTuber, obviously, and the main game he uploaded was Counter-Strike, and Counter-Strike is known for having a massive community, and not at all times a particularly pleasant community. His channel focused mainly on skins, and while I'm not massively keen on the whole big money, gambling, all that, I did actually like his content, and compared to most of the other CSGO gamblers, he was actually a pretty decent guy. He always left in the bottom of his descriptions the fact that he was associated with these gambling sites, and compared to others like Phantom Lord, he did steer clear of the dodgy side of things. And with CSGO, he was actually very generous compared to, again, some of the others who rigged and who lied. He did these massive giveaways, and though I never won, I did appreciate the gesture. Actually, some of his last videos was him in just normal Valve death matches, giving away, you know, thousands of dollars in skins. And what quite a few people never really think about with these massive YouTube stars is the fact that they are real life people too. McSkillet was 18 years old, and he was called Trevor Heitmann in real life. And reading his name, and I'll admit it's the first time I'd ever read his real life name in the articles, puts it in perspective really. He did get quite a lot of hate on his videos, and you know, he had conflicts with other YouTubers. A lot of people stole his content, and after a while you could kind of figure out that it was affecting him, or at least something was, because he wasn't a regular uploader, and there's no real pattern. And what's really hard to appreciate, especially for a viewer of OG McSkillet, is you see all his expensive skins in the game, and he does this big, you know, this is my new car, and he's clearly doing well. But what you can never really see is what's going on behind camera. Never really got an insight into his life at all. We have no idea what's going on with his mental health, but I'll come on to that. The hardest part about all this is that some innocent people who had really nothing to do with him, nothing to do with the community, got hurt, and that was Aileen and Ariana Pizarro. And these were the people who unfortunately collided with Trevor as he drove the wrong way up the highway, and both of them were killed in the impact. And yeah, the people who are worse affected here are, of course, Trevor, Aileen and Ariana, but their families, and they had obviously no involvement with him at all. Just terrible luck really. And I'd like to make it very clear now that anything to do with mental health, any struggles that Trevor was going through, does not excuse, in my opinion, it does not excuse his actions, and obviously the consequences of his actions. I still think it's a terrible thing, and it is fortunate really that no one else got hurt. Obviously this is being covered in the media everywhere. Here's just a little example. And as you can see here and in every article, they highlight very clearly that he was a YouTube star or personality and involved in video games. I haven't read all of them, but I'm sure somewhere the media will be blaming the fact that he was a YouTube star or the fact that he played violent video games or whatever. But in my opinion, the most obvious cause of his discomfort were issues surrounding mental health, whether it be the toxicity and the hate comments that he received, or conflicts with the other YouTubers that I've already mentioned, or something that we have no idea about, so his family life or personal life or education or whatever. And this is true of so many people who work on the online community, so many YouTubers. We just don't know what's going on, and you have to be careful. I think this is probably worth a video on its own, and I'll definitely do one, but it's clear that it's not just McSkillet who is suffering. PewDiePie clearly suffers, and he's talked about it. You know, massive YouTubers like Jacksepticeye have taken breaks because, you know, they're not happy or it's become too much for them. But I'll definitely do a video on this on its own, because it is something it's something worth looking into, really.